Hey, good morning, everyone. Monday morning, 15th of June, 2020. A chilly weekend that has just passed, but we survived, and we thank God for that. This morning's devotion is a reading from Psalm chapter 19, from verses 9 to 13, and I would encourage you to read those verses. However, I'm going to read verse 12 and verse 13. So Psalm chapter 19, verses 12 and 13 read, "Who can discern his errors? Forgive my hidden sins. Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless, innocent of great transgression." Who can discern his errors? Secret sins or hidden sins, hidden faults. These are the sins that we commit that we do not see or recognize as sins. We commit them not knowing that we have committed sin. Nevertheless, we are still held accountable for our actions, and we will eventually pay the penalty. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Presumptuous sins, on the other hand, are willful sins, ones we do knowing that they are sin before we commit them. Such willful sins, depending on one's attitude, can be extremely spiritually dangerous. Certain words, like people, get old and tired, having lost their vitality and impact. When they do, and maybe they do, like people, should be retired from active service. Perhaps the prime candidate for this verbal retirement might be the word sin. We do not fear sin anymore, so there is another way of possibly looking at it, and that is by using the word crime. Crime has a far greater effect on us because it is more visible and often has a more immediate impact. Crime forces us to seek security, so it does not touch us in a painful way. We put locks on our doors and stay away from certain areas and types of people. Crime makes us feel apprehensive and suspicious, and most of us take steps to warn others of the dangers. Yet, when we mention sin, we tend to gloss over it without even a second thought, or perhaps even with an arrogant thought that I am not a sinner. Just as the godly man is concerned about committing willful sins, but also extracting those hidden sins that are committed unknowingly, so too we should be on the alert. We allow our carnal natures to dominate us. We remain blind to so many of our sins and character flaws until God reveals them to us through the Holy Spirit. Sin has titanic and often unrealized effects. Knowing this should cause us to guard ourselves against it even more strongly than we do against crime. I used the word Titanic earlier, and we all know the story of the great Titanic ship, the unsinkable ship. Yet it went down to the bottom of the ocean. It struck an iceberg. Now, the thing with an iceberg is you only see the tip of it. You don't see the bottom. And the same is applicable to sin. We see the tip of it, but we don't see what the consequences are when we continue in it. My dear friends, as we go into this week, may we be ever alert to our ways, our thoughts. May we ask God, as the psalmist does in Psalm 139, to search me, to know my heart, to test my anxious thoughts, and to find any way offensive in me, that I may be led in the way everlasting. May the Lord be with you. May he bless you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.